afternoon. Yeah, my name is Dapa Solomon with the username Dapa Solomon 001. Okay, like Obina said, we just need to change some of the narratives. Nigerian society on the Wiki Commons with pictures. You know, when you visit some of there are some cultures that you guys have not seen. They exist. For instance, my place where I come from, I'm from the ancient kingdom of Opobo. How many of you here know about King Jaja of Opobo? Yes. Social studies, secondary school, you guys read about, yeah. So I'm from there. How many of you want to visit Opobo Kingdom? So it's a beautiful place, you know. In River State. Yeah, River State. So I'm from Opobo, the ancient Opobo kingdom, and I'm proud to say it any day, anytime. You know, the only slave boy who later became king. He did a lot of stuff to achieve the island. So actually on Wikipedia, when I started in last year, March 21st, 2023 precisely, someone saw my works on African Mask on LinkedIn. The lady works with Dangote Group. She picked interest. She told me about some stuffs. Now linked me to someone who works with Wikipedia or Masoye. So she picked interest as well. Said, you have a lot of cultural stuffs. Please come and donate to Wikipedia movement. I was like, these images are exclusive images to me. They are precious to me. And I wouldn't want to start giving it out. When I read the free license, everything, I was tired. After a while, I took up, I summoned courage, I started contributing. So when they now did Wiki Loves Folklore, I entered some of my interesting images from my culture. When they now did African Creates, I also went on some research. I did some documentaries and had some images as well. So that was how I became a Wiki Commons contributor, to tell the real stories. So I started from my immediate environment. That is where I'm from. So I want to tell the story of my community through pictures. So I'm populating the Wiki Commons with the cultural images from the ancient Opobo Kingdom. So if you visit Wiki Commons now, you search for Opobo, you will see a lot of images of our culture. I had to populate that. When I also served in Jos, I noticed in Jos, when you Google Jos, you will see images of those killings that happen, those atrocities that are happening in Jos. I started changing that same narrative by uploading images on Google, using my Google location. I started taking some nice, those wildlife, all those activities. I was uploading them on Google. I never knew that Wiki Commons exists. So when you Google Jos, then when I was serving in 2016, you will be seeing the latest images I uploaded about Jos on Google. So that is the essence of using pictures to tell the real stories of the Nigerian stories through pictures on Wiki Commons. So I had, this is one of our masquerade. This masquerade is called Nwatam. This is how it is. The mask is always looking up. What that means is that it's looking up to God. It doesn't look down. It doesn't look to any man. It looks up to God. So this masquerade is called Nwatam. It's being played 31st and the 1st. He comes out on the 1st and he climbs the roof. He dances on the roof on the 1st. He goes out in the morning. He cleanses the community. He goes from compound to compound. First, the king will have to receive it in the morning when he comes out first. So we also have boat regatta. After China, in aquatic festivals, Opobo is the next when it comes to aquatic festival. Boat regatta. Please check for the image on boat regatta. Very colorful. Yeah. So they have about 60 able young men that paddles this boat. It's more like during the era of uh, okay, yeah, during the era of during the war, this is how they fight. This is how they fight. You have everybody men paddling the war canoe with paddles and all. Then they have the cannon in front of it. Where that guy is seated in front, they have the cannon where the cannon sits. So they also have the leader who leads the group. That they have chants. The chants, they give them energy to keep paddling. So this is you can paddle from here to, let's say, Lokoja and paddle back. Yes, this is how far you can paddle, because everybody, everyone you're seeing in this boat, they are already prepared to paddle against the tide. Sometimes when they are coming back, the tide is against them. They have to use their energy, singing, chanting, beating drum, paddling. So it's now a festival that everyone comes out to enjoy. 31st and the 1st of every year. 31st of December, they do this, and on the 1st of January, then they have the masquerade to display. The time I have is really short to be able to exhaust the real story. I have other images, I have other images. This is just few. A lot of the images are here, like the time is really short for me to start explaining more about them. You see, they have a lot of costumes they put on to be able to celebrate this festival. A lot of costumes. Now, go back. This image, go back. Now, this masquerade is called Mbekempa. So, you can't, it smells really hard. What you're seeing there that is like white on the mask is egg, a rotten egg. They had to bury the egg for days. Then when they remove it, they will break it on the head. Before you can be able to carry that thing, you must be very, very fortified. And some of these masquerades, before you wear them, you go for fortification. You don't get close to women. You don't eat a food cooked by a woman, so that you can be able to communicate. So, these are traditions, the ancient culture, the ancient traditions. Nobody without a culture, nobody without a tradition. And some of these things are going extinct because this next generation can no longer, or they are not well guided or taught how to be able to sustain these traditions. Why? Because of religion, education. Some of them go abroad, they don't come back. Even when they come back, is it? Yeah, when they go abroad, they don't know anything about their culture, so they are floating. So I've taken it upon myself to be able to document this and upload it on Wiki Commons. Wikipedia is the world's largest encyclopedia. So when they are trying to trace back after years to go and find out more about their culture, when they visit Wikipedia, they will be seeing some of these images. Maybe by then, some of the cultures must have faded. It's already fading because the younger generations are no longer interested in going that same path. TikTok, they don't even care about some of the cultures anymore. But thank God for my community. Some of the young ones, they still pick interest in it. They love it. They want to continue. But you see some of our mother, don't go. It's fetish. These are our Gen Z mothers now. They don't believe in some of these things anymore. So religion has taken over. Education has taken over. So we are losing, the cultures are being watered down. I wish I have more time to... Okay, go back to the last image. This is one of the series I submitted to the Abuja International Photo Festival on the African resilience. What Africans go through on a regular basis to be able to feed, to be able to survive on the streets. So you see some of them. This culture. Now, this is Abuja. You can see the two images side by side, the junkie rider and the yam seller. This is the true African spirit, the spirit of resilience, trying to survive. That's the junkie rider and that's a yam seller. They are all hustling for a living. So these images are not images you see on a regular basis. It only takes one who understands documentary and who wants to be able to tell a particular story or a series to be able to capture them. This is Zadia in front of her shop. She's also hustling for daily bread. So mother and daughter fishing. This was in my river. Go back. Her mother and daughter fishing. Some this recent Gen Z cannot follow their mother. You can see her mother is the one paddling. She is the one waiting to pull out the net from the river. So is when I look some of the images I create, most times I sit down and I ask myself, what inspires me to create some of these images? But when I look back again, I remember that there is a reason for each time my eyes gazes on those stories or those images, I sit down and I think about them. So I wish I had more time to share more of my images. Aboki wey dey wash im bike for the next day hustling. He don retire for the day. All these images, I created some of them in 2018. 2018 when I was here in Abuja before I left back to Port Harcourt. So it's a lot of stories to be shared. So we have to keep telling the Nigerian stories through images. So people will know that there are a lot of things that are not yet there on Wikipedia. Like when on Wednesday he introduced me to Wikidata, Yemi Festus introduced me to Wikidata. You won't believe that some schools, I just started with the school in my community, is not on Wikipedia. It's not on Wikidata. There's no data about it at all. And the school has been in existence. My kingdom is 150 something years old. They have one of the oldest schools, yet it's not on Wikidata. So these are the things, the advocacies I will be carrying out once I go back after this conference, to be able to educate more people, to contribute to the open source knowledge. Because some of these things will be gone, and once they are gone, you won't be able to tell the stories anymore. So Wikipedia will help us to preserve some of these things, and that is why I have volunteered to be able to be contributing more to the movement of Wikipedia. I don't bother myself anymore if some people will say they need to pay no salary. No, I will do that because I need to preserve some of these histories for the unborn generation, which they might not even be able to meet. There are some developments now that have taken place. Some of these structures have been destroyed. Some of these histories have been destroyed. You won't be able to trace back anything. But by the time they grow, they will know that there is something that was here before. Something happened before we were born. So how do we know these things? So that is why I'm taking it upon myself to be contributing on the Wikipedia movement, and I'm not sure I'm going to regret it. So thank you guys. I wish I have more time to discuss with you.
Yes, sorry, we're running up. Just one minute to say. Like I said, our topic is why should you contribute? Alright, so we all understand that we all know that Wikipedia is a very trusted encyclopedia, right? So sometimes when we go online to search about Nigeria, we get images there, really good images, they get pictures that where you want to visit. Like if you want to visit Abuja, you get if you go randomly to go search for images, you won't be getting images about that place particularly. But Wikipedia directs people direct to where you're going. For example, now you can't get pictures of Tinubu or on Buhari